Hi, I'm Sherry from Whole Circle Studio, and welcome to the Wildflower Remix Block of the Month and Quilt Sew Along. Today, I'm going to give you some tips as you begin to foundation paper piece your 7th Wildflower Remix block. In addition to this video, be sure to refer to the tips included in the pattern, as well as the links below to additional video tutorials. This month, I have some tips for pressing your blocks and achieving flat seams. Let's get into it. For most of my foundation paper piece blocks, I like to use a seam roller and press along the way. Occasionally, I'll get some fabric that doesn't want to lay flat, or when I'm joining my paper pieces, I pull out the big gun to press my seams. My iron that gets really hot. I'll include a link below to my favorite iron. I like using this smaller mini iron for foundation paper piecing because I find that I have more control over it and it heats up faster. When I'm using the iron, I also like to use a wool pressing mat. And one of the ways that you can achieve flatter seams is to press from both sides of your fabric. And we know that this is not possible to do in foundation paper piecing because we still have the paper attached to our fabric. You never, ever want to press on the paper side of your block with your iron. Spoiler alert, the ink on your paper may transfer to your iron and make a huge mess. So when you press your fabric or your foundation paper piece block on a wool pressing mat, the heat is absorbed into the mat. And so it's essentially like you're pressing from both sides of your fabric. I find by using the mat, my seams are flatter, and this goes for all types of piecing, not just foundation paper piecing. I'll include links below to my favorite wool pressing mat, as well as a blog post I did all about wool pressing mats. Another way to get really flat seams is to use a wooden tailor's clapper with your iron and with your wool pressing mat. It sometimes takes a little bit of extra muscle to get your seams to lay flat. So much like the wool pressing mat, the heat from your iron is absorbed into the wood, trapping it and transferring it back into the fabric. So when I'm using a clapper, I first give the block a good press with my hot iron, and then I press the clapper on top. Since this is a pretty hefty piece of wood, I don't have to put a lot of pressure on it. I can just leave the wood there for a minute or two, or until the bottom surface of the wood cools, and voila, a much flatter seam. I have this basic tailor's clapper that I made from a piece of red oak, and it's sanded down. So I have one here that measures approximately 11 inches by 3 inches by 2 inches. And this I use for long seams. And then I have another one that I made that is 4 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches for shorter seams. So the edges are all eased, and I left the wood natural, with the idea being that you don't want anything like a sealer or a stain transferring to your fabric or interfering with the heat transfer process. If you want to give a tailor's clapper a try, but don't want to make a clapper yourself, I'll include some links below to ones that you could purchase. It's really important to press along the way while foundation paper piecing, but keep in mind that some of your pieces may not lay perfectly flat, especially the pieces that you're pressing when you're joining sections up. And that's because you still have the paper in the block. Once you remove the paper later, you'll have the opportunity to give your block another good pressing with all of these tools and techniques. I can't wait to see your blocks come together. Thanks so much for being here and for sewing along with us. I'll be back next month with even more tips. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new tutorial. Also, share your quilt block progress. You can email me a high-resolution photo of your block and I'll include it in our online gallery. My email address is in the pattern, or you can share your photo on Instagram, but be sure to tag me so I don't miss it. See you next month and happy sewing.